Welcome to SBRForum.com. In this video, we're taking a look at Game 3 between the New York Rangers and the Los Angeles Kings. Now, this Stanley Cup Finals has been very close game to game, but when you look up at the scoreboard, the Rangers trail 2-0, and it's not looking very good for them right now. So what do you do if you're the Rangers? Well, let's take a look back and see what's happened so far to figure out if they are capable of cashing in for us in game number 3. Well, take a look back. In my opinion, although I've been on the Kings on the series, I've been on them game to game, I think that they still have not played their best game. On the flip side, you look at the Rangers, I think they have played their best games, and they look up and they're down 0-2 in this series. I think that's part of why the Rangers are so dejected after the losses. You take a look at Game 1 overtime, the goal goes in. This team has their head in their hands. Even head coach Alain Vigneault, a lot of the players sulking a little bit after the game. Not a pity party, but you can tell that this team is very dejected with the fact that they don't have a win so far in this series. Game number 2 is the same. Henrik Lundqvist lets in a goal that really he had no shot at stopping in double overtime to Dustin Brown, but he lays on the ice. He's dejected, disgusted with the fact that the Rangers are down 2-0, and I understand it. But to me, I think it only gets worse for the Rangers. Game 3 is going to be their best punch, but again, the Rangers have played about as good as they can. The Kings have been sort of scraping by in the first couple games, and I think the series can have a very different look if the Kings get the first goal. Take a look at the Rangers. This is a team that is defensive-minded. They're built to hold leads. They're built to play from ahead. They're a very different team, as we've seen all postseason when they don't score the first goal. And, things have gone well for them so far. They've scored the first goal in both games. They've held a 2-0 lead in Game 1. They held a 2-0 lead in Game 2, 3-1 as well, and 4-2. You know what happened? Of course, they blew all of those leads, and the Kings have come back and won both games in overtime. So to me, the Rangers can't really play much better. I mean, of course, you can get out to a 3-0 lead, but really, this is a team that should be able to lock away a 2-0 lead and throw away the key, or 2-goal lead and throw away the key. They've blown it multiple times in this series. As for the Kings, this is a team that also plays very differently when they have the lead, and I think if they can get ahead 1-0 or 2-0, the Rangers are not going to be able to come back as the Kings are capable of doing. So really, everything's gone well for the Rangers, and they're down 0-2 in this series. Game 3 is going to be their best punch, as I mentioned. This is do or die time for them. However, I'm still recommending a Kings play for a couple reasons. The main one being that the Rangers play better on the road than they do at home. The Kings are actually a pretty good road team as well. Those two factors alone lead you to take a small lean with the Kings in this spot. Rangers averaging nearly a goal per game more on the road than they are at home this postseason. In the regular season, they were sub 500 at home. We're a pretty good road team, the 4th best road team in the NHL. So coming back home to Madison Square Garden, not exactly a great advantage for them. As for the Kings, as mentioned, great road team. They still haven't played their best game this series. That could very well come in game number 3. Lastly, I'm going to recommend the over as my best pick. The Kings is a slight lean, but I think over is the way to go. Totals of 5 in this series have not stood very tall. Obviously, the two teams got to 5 in Game 1. And easily blew that away in Game 2. I think the Rangers have found a way to get goals behind Jonathan Quick, no problem, and the Kings definitely have done the same as well. They've scored 8 goals on Henrik Lundqvist so far. They know how to get to him, shoot lots of pucks at the net, and get guys to the net. The Rangers are having a really tough time with that size, particularly from the Kings forwards, each of which, each line averages 600 pounds between the 3 forwards, or over 600 pounds. They don't have a way of clearing the front of the net. That's a problem for the Rangers. That's why the Kings have been doing such a good job getting pucks behind Henrik Lundqvist. I see more of the same. I think we can get to at least 5 in this contest. Both teams have shown no signs of playing multiple unders. I know a lot of us thought coming into this series, including me, we'd see lots of unders. That has not been the case. Over in game one rather easily, or at least the push in game one rather easily, because we got the 2-2 tie early, and over easily in game number 2 as well. I think we get to at least 5 in game number 3. That wraps things up for our video here. Again, slight lean with the Kings and over as the play on the total. Other than that, we'll catch up with you again for game number 4. Thanks for watching.